Jai Hind. I wish each one of us as Indian citizens and diaspora a very happy Independence Day. As we celebrate again this year hard earned independence, I want to emphasize on three pertinent aspects of our personal lives, of our societal life, of our organizational life, and what we are doing as a nation. The first thing which I want to emphasize upon is character. Character is something which is ingrained in an individual. A person of good character will always do good. A few persons of good character in a society will do something for betterment of society and thus like for an organization. And similarly, if we have people of reputable characters who have higher integrity, commitment, and loyalty towards the nation will also progress well. Because from character is born the conviction to act. You cannot act if you don't have conviction. And for a long time, psychologically, we have had many people across the spectrum, and it's not limited to Bharat, but otherwise as well, that people have no conviction and they get swayed by opinions, they get swayed by information, they get swayed by propaganda, and that is something in the cognitive domain which today threatens not only the global outlook but Bharat's internal security and nation building as well. And once we have that conviction to act, then only we will be able to bolster courage within ourselves individually, as a society, as a group, as a nation, to take the right decisions. Some decisions may not be so well received, they may be hard to take, they may impinge on our personal, even liberties and growth. But if they are for the good of the nation, those decisions can only be taken if collectively as citizens we have the courage. And that brings me to the past. This nation, once called Sone ki Chidiya, today is looking at a future of Viksit Bharat 2047, a future of net zero transition 2070. And these timelines and targets can only be met if we as people carry the resolve, are resilient, and also are able to reinvent, because there is much in our civilization knowledge base which talks about many facets of human efforts, endeavors, innovations, and even technological impetus which needs to be honed. And that is why these three parameters are good to evolve as an individual, as a society, and as a nation. Coming to where we are going individually, there is going to be, and is already, a surge of our aspirational needs. The nation aspires, the society aspires, an organization aspires, an individual also aspires. So we are a developing nation, want to be a developed nation, have to increase our per capita GDP and do very well in our economic growth to be able to cater for today's 1.47 billion people, which is the largest population of a country on earth. And taking by the very limited forecast of 2070, we are looking at 1.85 billion. And our aspiration in terms of our household needs, our industrial needs, and everything else is going to grow. And to make that happen, there are going to be various pathways, sectoral reforms, and pushing the envelope in certain cases by the government, by the industry, and by group of people as well. And that is where there is a requirement of us to be a little patient, to be a little prudent as well, because everything we dream of and ask for, if we say it should happen tomorrow morning, the chances are it may not happen, and it may just create some angst and discontent, and that is sort of utilized by foreign emigrants, the deep state and others, to create fissures in our society and to create fissures in the economic variance of our entire population, and also between today, as you see, the age brackets of people being senior citizens to Gen Alpha and such like. And that is where even perseverance is a very vital element, as a citizen and a society to carry forward with your mission step by step, with setbacks, with success, but nonetheless, that perseverance must continue till the stated objectives of our country are, fructified. And in case we find any hurdles, we should be able to collectively clear those hurdles. Then coming on to is when we talk about all these development, growth, societal values, and how to take the nation ahead in terms of the bracket of nation building, there are three things which I have come up with, and one is to basically ideate. And ideate is a two-way traffic, but it can be initiated by a person. Then is to inspire, and inspiration comes through own performance, own behavior, or also comes and is sought from people who exhibit the same. And third, and not the least, is to ignite minds, the minds of our next generation, next to next generation, minds of fence sitters who get influenced, minds of a good citizen, minds of the diaspora. So I think in the overall milieu of conversation, the idea is to ideate, inspire, and ignite minds. And there is where I today stand before you on this Independence Day to say that I will make my small endeavor through RDX monologues. And the word says monologue, that means like this I'll be speaking myself and getting connected with some views and aspects covering a plethora of topics, whether it's nation building, whether it's civic sense, whether it's tourism, whether it's energy sector, whether it's manufacturing, whether it's defense, whether it's IT, whether it's tech and innovation and R&D, whether it's culture, whether it's anything else to do with a component of our national power. We will be taking the conversation ahead as an initiation from my side, and thereafter we will engage between us on social media. So we'll be putting out these short videos of a precursor or an initiation on Instagram and my YouTube channel, and thereafter we will converse on these social media platforms to include Twitter and Facebook and such like. We will also engage in podcast, and it will be a two-way traffic. Some podcasts organized by the diaspora abroad where we will participate and clarify, and I will personally clarify what I have spoken in my monologue. And second would be through the medium of interacting with you through a podcast medium, especially on topics to get views of military leadership and veterans, and that would be through our existing portal called Sena Samvad. So we'll get some veterans, will come to speak to you and clarify and also initiate your minds into the direction in which the country is going and where we ought to support and grow. So with that, I would once again wish each one of us as citizens and diaspora of this great nation Bharat a happy Independence Day. Bharat Mata ki Jai, Vande Mataram, Jai Hind.